Join me as I dive into the controversial claims Pastor Jamal Bryant makes about Bishop Marvin Sapp's dark side at 54. Can I uncover the truth behind the drama? The church community is no stranger to controversy, but the recent tension between Pastor Jamal Bryant and Bishop Marvin Sapp has left many stunned. Both men are respected figures, known for their influential roles in guiding their congregations. Their impact extends far beyond their pulpits, with a combined following that spans the globe. Yet, beneath their polished exteriors, a simmering conflict has finally boiled over into the public eye. When Pastor Jamal Bryant finally opened his mouth about Bishop Marvin Sapp, you won't believe what came next. What was supposed to be a moment of brotherly respect quickly turned into something no one expected. The church world, usually filled with praise and positivity, suddenly found itself holding its breath. Let me tell you, this wasn't some small talk between two pastors. It was a moment that peeled back a layer no one was ready to see. Behind the perfect image, the hit songs, and the spotless sermons, Jamal hinted at something deeper, something that made everyone question how well they really knew Bishop Marvin Sapp. In the gospel world, few names carried as much power as Marvin Sapp. He was not just a singer. He was a story of faith and survival. The man who gave us never would have made it had become a voice of comfort for millions. His songs touched broken hearts, and his journey inspired those who thought they couldn't stand again. But here is the shocking part. According to Pastor Jamal Bryant, the picture people saw of Sapp was only half the truth. There was another side, one that hid behind the bright lights and the calm sermons. Jamal said things that made people sit up, replay his words, and wonder if they had missed something. All these years, you see, Jamal Bryant and Marvin Sapp weren't strangers. They walked in the same world of faith, fame, and influence. They knew how heavy it could be to stand in front of thousands every week and still feel the pressure to be perfect. But this is where it gets interesting. These weren't just two men of God. They were two men who understood the power of reputation and how quickly truth can shake it. Jamal Bryant's words didn't come from anger. They came from a mix of shock and reflection. He didn't call Marvin Sapp a villain. Instead, he described him as a man who carried his public strength like armor while hiding battles that almost no one could see. What makes this story different is how Jamal spoke. He didn't shout or accuse. His tone was calm, almost heavy with emotion, like someone who had seen too much and couldn't stay silent anymore. He talked about moments that made him question what success in ministry really looked like. He said that sometimes the people we celebrate for their faith are the ones who fight the hardest in silence. The craziest part was that he didn't drop names or reveal secrets. He just spoke with a truth that made people uncomfortable because it sounded too real. It made you wonder what kind of pain could exist behind such a steady smile. As his word spread online, the gospel world started buzzing. Everyone wanted to know what Jamal Bryant had seen, what he meant, and why he had decided to speak now. Destiny took an unexpected turn when his comments hit social media because the conversation shifted from music to mystery. Some people praised him, saying it was time someone talked about the pressure behind the pulpit. Others said he went too far and should have kept quiet out of respect. But no matter which side people stood on, no one could look away. It felt like something big was unfolding, something that had been building for years, hidden behind polished sermons and award-winning songs. By this point, people started digging into every word Jamal had said, trying to find clues. Was he pointing to something personal? Was there a secret? Or was he simply showing the truth that even men of God can break under the weight of their calling? Let me tell you, it wasn't gossip anymore. It was revelation. A revelation about how fame and faith can sometimes clash, creating a life that looks perfect but feels heavy behind closed doors. And that's where Jamal Bryant left everyone hanging, not with judgment, but with a sense that something deeper was still untold. After Jamal Bryant's words hit the public, things began to shift fast. The gospel world wasn't used to hearing one respected pastor speak so openly about another. You won't believe how quickly people started to connect the dots, pulling old interviews, sermons, and even pictures, trying to understand what was really going on. Let me tell you, it wasn't just curiosity. It was confusion mixed with disbelief. Nobody expected Jamal to speak like that about Bishop Marvin Sapp, a man known for his calm spirit and unshakable faith. But here is the shocking part. Bryant never mentioned anything scandalous. At the heart of this conflict are accusations that have shaken the foundations of their relationship. It's alleged that Bishop Marvin Sapp has been involved in actions that Pastor Jamal Bryant describes as his dark side. These claims have sparked heated debates among their followers, with some defending Bishop Sapp and others standing firmly behind Pastor Bryant. The air is thick with questions. What led to these accusations? How will this affect their ministries? And what does this mean for the church community at large? To understand the depth of this conflict, let's take a step back and look at the backgrounds of both pastors. Pastor Jamal Bryant has built a reputation as a dynamic leader, known for his bold sermons and commitment to social justice. Bishop Marvin Sapp, on the other hand, has been a beacon of hope for many, with his soul-stirring music and messages of faith. Both men have achieved great things, but their paths have crossed in ways that have led to this public clash. Their achievements and beliefs have not only shaped their ministries, but also influenced how they interact with each other. There have been prior interactions between them, moments where their differences were apparent, but none as intense as the current situation. It seems that the tension has been building, and Pastor Jamal Bryant has now made a significant statement that has brought everything to the surface. The moment of truth came when Pastor Jamal Bryant made a public accusation against Bishop Marvin Sapp. This wasn't just a casual remark, it was a direct challenge that has left many wondering about the future of their relationship and the impact on their followers. The implications are far-reaching, affecting not just the two pastors but also the thousands of people who look up to them. Reactions from both sides have been mixed. Some have called for unity, urging both men to find common ground. Others have taken a firmer stance, defending their chosen leader and criticizing the other. The potential consequences for their ministries are significant, with some predicting a lasting impact that could change the church community forever. The key points of this conflict boil down to accusations, reactions, and the future of their ministries. As their followers, it's essential to stay informed and consider the broader implications. One thing is certain: the church community will be watching closely to see how this situation unfolds. If you've been following this drama, I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in more content like this, be sure to check out my previous video on church controversies. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.